Hi everyone. Do you know the drug that causes orange coloration of all biological fluid, including sweat, saliva, urine, even fecal material? Okay, so the drug is nothing but the rifampicin. Okay, rifampicin is normally useful for the treatment of the tuberculosis. So today we are going to discuss about the drugs which will treat this tuberculosis. Before going to that, just we will discuss like what is the tuberculosis and the pathogens of this tuberculosis. Basically, it is a bacilli. I mean to say, it is a rod-like structural bacteria. So this is separate from the gram-negative and gram-positive bacteria. So it consisting of a specific cell wall in this, which is called as which consisting of mycolic acid. This is a very peculiar about this particular mycobacterium. So here mycobacterium which will spread through droplets of the infected individual. So here the incubation period, it varies depending on the immunity status of the individual. So he is going to be home in the lung and is going to start spreading. So it's not only limited to the particular organ like lung. So it may spread and infect various other organs, include the various tissues and even the bone. So here the mutagenicity of this pathogen is very vast. It can adopt the environment very easily. So we'll see like what is the process in this. So normally in bacteria there is a specific enzyme called as DNA dependent RNA polymerase, which allows the specific synthesis of a specific protein of the required one. So next it has the nicotinic acid which ultimately produces glutathione, which is helpful as an antioxidant activity. Okay, so here the tuberculi having the doubling time around 24 hours, then compared to this Mycobacterium leprae, which has the 20 days doubling time. So that is the reason why the leprae is going to be slowly developed than compared to the tuberculosis. So say for example 10 mycobacterium, if it is want to double, so it requires only 1 day. Within 24 hours is going to be developed. So in case of E. coli, is going to be very fast. Within 20 minutes is going to be proliferate. Okay. So here the infection can be prevented by using a specific vaccine called as BCG vaccine, Bacillus calmette guerin. Okay. So this is identified by the Robert Koch in 1982. Okay. So here we will see like what are the basic drugs and how these are going to be work. So normally we can categorize broadly these drugs into the first line drugs and second line drugs. First line drugs are the drugs which will given to the new patient, who is infected with the Mycobacterium tuberculosis. So coming to these properties of the drugs, these are very cheap and is going to be very effective, and the toxicity is going to be very minimal than compared to the second line drugs. So second line drugs are the drugs which is given if the bacteria got the resistance towards this first line drugs, then we will try this second line drugs. Okay. These are expensive again, and these are the toxicity of these individuals are going to be very high. So if you see the examples of these drugs, so first line drugs are isoniazid, rifampicin, pyrazinamide, ethambutol and streptomycin. Okay. So these are all said to be the first line drugs. So here it is not possible to kill by using a specific drug. So normally we will use the combination of these drugs to kill the pathogen. So since it is a mutagenic, so it will get the resistant easily if we use a single drug. Okay. If you say this regimen, so here you can see for the new patient. Okay. For the new patient we can use this isoniazid, rifampicin, pyrazinamide, ethambutol for 2 months. So daily 3 times for 2 months, then followed by isoniazid, rifampicin 3 times a day for 4 months. So total treatment duration is 6 months. If the individual is resistant or if the individual is relapsed, then we will increase the drugs So here in this case we added this streptomycin along with this category of the drug, and we increases the duration. Okay. So we will see like how these drugs are going to be work. Isoniazid. Isoniazid is a small molecule which can easily penetrate through the mycobacterium. So here it will inhibit the essential enzymes which are required for the synthesis of this mycolic acid. So when mycolic acid is not synthesized, obviously the cell wall is going to be get disturbed. So in that way the bacteria can inhibited or killed. Next, rifampin. Rifampin basically the pathogen uses the DNA to prepare RNA. It uses the DNA dependent RNA polymerase, a specific enzyme. So here rifampin, what it will do is it will inhibit this particular process, thereby the protein synthesis is going to be inhibited by these rifampin. So this is a bright yellow, bright orange in color. So that imparts these bright orange color to all the biological fluid, includes sweat, saliva, urine, fecal material. So normally these drugs are going to be excreted through the bile. So obviously these are going to be get colored. Next, pyrazinamide. So this is the nicotinic analog. So normally the pathogen is going to be get protection by glutathione. Okay, glutathione act as a antioxidant activity. Okay, so what it will do, instead of nicotinamide, this drug is going to be incorporated here. So resulting in decreased production or inhibition of the glutathione. So that causes the oxidative damage of the pathogen. So that way we can kill the pathogen. Ethambutol. So this normally inhibit the arrangement of the mycolic acid in the cell wall of this pathogen, Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Streptomycins. So these are the aminoglycosides normally act by inhibiting the TS ribosome. So where the translation process, so it will inhibit the TS ribosome. So the translation process can be inhibited. So without any protein, bacteria is going to be killed off. So if you see this second line drugs, so which includes ciprofloxacin, cycloserine, capromycin, kennamycin, amikacin, ethionamide. So all this basically these are the aminoglycosides work by the inhibiting the TS ribosome. Coming to the ciprofloxacin, this agent will inhibit the topoisomerase and DNA gyrase. So resulting of that it will inhibit the transcription process in the bacteria. So thereby there won't be any mRNA and further protein can be synthesized. So in that way these drugs can be inhibited. So only the second line drugs are going to be given for the resistant bacteria. Okay. So here the individual has to take the complete therapy. For example, it is 6 months, 8 months. So here depending on the situation, so they may prescribe up to 16 months of the long duration therapy. So meanwhile, the patient should not skip the drugs in between, because bacteria get the resistance because of this. So here it is mandatory that the one should complete the therapy, prescribed duration of the therapy, then only the pathogen is going to be cleared off from the body. Otherwise, it is going to be hidden in your body. When your immune system is get weakened, obviously these mycobacterium is going to be start proliferating and cause the disease. Okay. Hope this video is useful. Thank you.